in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Once in Manchester, New Hampshire, Baer changed jobs again and started work at Sanders Associated Corporation in Nashua, also in New Hampshire, where he spent the next 30 years of his life. At Sanders, which produced electronic equipment for the defense industry, Baer got back in touch with his old fascination with weaponry and, guided by his playful nature, began developing the very first video games, with help from his colleague, Bill Harrison.
This is 6-9 months before I came up with the idea for video games in September. When I needed a technician at that time, I called someone else, a guy by the name of Tremblay, and he built the vacuum tube chassis, and Bill was not involved. He got back on board in, I think it was January.
I had just come off of working on a Sonoboy program, and I was doing paperwork, which I didn't like. So I had gotten a message from somebody that Ralph Baer wanted to see me, and I was on loan to this other system. It was the Ocean Systems version, and so I just jumped in my car and went over to the Canal Street plant and went up to see him, and he told me what it was all about, and I got showed the little bit he had done with the tube design, and the next thing I knew, I was over there and working.
The kinds of things we developed were projection television systems that did projected alphanumerics, which was brand new in those days. I came up with new methods with another guy for making multi-layer printed circuit boards. We experimented with making core memories with printed circuit techniques. The only thing I knew about transistors was what I observed looking over the shoulders of guys in the lab, and that was very disconcerting. So when we first started this video game activity, I had somebody on the bench for a few weeks building a vacuum tube chassis, 4 vacuum tubes that gave us some experience in putting a spot or a line on the screen, moving the line or moving the spot up and down, and putting some color in the background. We did it all in vacuum tubes. Why? That's all I knew. This is in